I've been walking these streets so long, singing the same old song. I know every crack in these dirty sidewalks of Broadway, where hustle's the name of the game, and nice guys get washed away like the snow and the rain.
Yeah, I'm irritated as hell about the therapist. I always will be, because that's something that I never thought would happen with somebody that's supposed to be giving her therapy, but the guy winds up getting personal with her. And so that really bothers me. But I know she would never date somebody that's married. She went out the other night because I think it was to get back at me.
You think so? Is that why she wore that tight dress? Wow.
Well, I don't know what tight dress she wore, but I think more likely I wouldn't have agreed with it.
Yeah.
But, I love her, so I take the 3 months to show her the actual me that she's been wanting to see for 9 months, which I had such a hard time showing because of paranoia and shit and confusion. God, some of the shit that she stuck with me through, I really did put her through hell. And it's all because of the confusion with the internet and me having my therapist and my counselor and my probation officer all down my throat. With all this internet, it just all that mixed together. It just really makes it confusing, and plus those letters that I got in the mail, those didn't help. But
yeah, I know.
After you talking to, especially today, after you talking to her today on the phone without me cutting in, that really made a difference. So I was able to see, that she's had a lot more in it than what I ever really could comprehend.
Yeah.
A lot of times I was really skeptical on what to believe and all that, but she's always been honest with me. And it's just hard to see sometimes when you've been fucked with so much.
No, I understand. How many girls have you met, really, from the internet and just have phone... I could see why you would feel apprehensive about it. Really, how many women have done that to you? Let's count.
Too many. There's been Amanda James and Vanessa Ann Lee Parker. There was
2.
Some girl from Illinois. She was only like 3 months. So I thought, I'm doing that with that girl. Something seemed not right with that girl from the start. So there's those, and then this thing that I got caught up in.
Uh-oh. Did she take your money too? That's even more of a reason for you to be skeptical. She took your money?
Yeah, she took some. That was the only time that I had ever sent actual money to someone. Was that girl from 3 months? That was the only time that I had ever, because I sent her $100. But that was kind of a wake-up call, sending people money on the internet. Amanda James she never asked for any money, but I sent her gifts. Sent her a Dale Earnhardt Jr. stuff. But she also sent my nephew a book and some other stuff like that, because my nephew had scoliosis, and he had his surgery, and it sort of straightened his back out, his spine out.
Oh, okay.
She sent him a book and some gifts so he'd have something to do while he was laid up. And she was a really nice person. It's just that she lied to me from the start.
Okay.
Name isn't. She wound up telling me her name was Amanda James, and it was really something different. Wound up sleeping with the guy while I spent 2.5 years not dating anyone because of her. I was kind of rocking my world quite a bit.
All right, so that's four reasons to be skeptical. And then there was Nikki, even though she wasn't just on the phone.
Yeah, Nikki, and there's Paula.
But you met Paula and really had a sexual relationship with her, and you got on your knee and you asked her to marry you, and that's kind of...
I was going to ask Paula to marry me the second time. Because after she cheated on me the first time, she wound up going back to Alaska, and she came back, and I almost asked her to marry me, and she told me not to ask her because I would actually be somebody that she would marry. So that made me decide not to ask her. So I was like, all right, that's the best. So I was like, no, I've gotten away from her, so I still love her, but I've gotten away from her, so I'm not going to ask her. So I was happy that I did not ask her after that. Wow.
Okay. What did she take from you?
Huh?
What did she take from you?
Just my heart.
All right, so that's another reason to be skeptical. So Ramona shouldn't be so hard on you. Are there any others?
You.
Aww. You know I love Lorne.
Well, I know, and now it's a lot better. Before, though, that messed me up. Before. And that's why it's been so hard with me, Ramona, because of what me and you went through.
Well, that's the thing, though, because remember, we're talking about romantic relationships, and you and I never had anything like that, so that's kind of iffy.
But, see, the thing with you is I considered him my best friend, and I didn't know shit about what was going on the internet. That's why it screwed me all up with you, because I believed in you. I had all my trust in you that you were being truthful. Like now, you're being truthful. But before, you had the drugs.
Yeah.
The drugs that you got before, so.
It's a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah, drugs are not a good thing. That's why I hope Ramona if I can get hooked on these drugs that she's on.
Well, I don't think Ramona will become a dope head. Calling for the
I don't think so either. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think she will. I think she's smart enough to know not to do that and do exactly what she needs to do.
Well, what are going to be the parameters of your breakup? I mean, what if she wants to be able to date and that includes everything else?
It doesn't include everything else. No.
But she doesn't know that. You need to tell her. Because if you gave her the green light.
But I said it with you on the phone that's just not going to happen.
No, you didn't. Or I didn't hear because I was making waffles.
Yeah, I said it because she knows I'm the lie. I told her I was straight. I said, that sounds real fair. You go out if I can date. The therapist shoved his tongue down your throat, and I got that picture stuck in my head for 3 months. Huh?
Sorry, I bent over and my earpiece fell out. I do. I mean, for these 3 months, she's going to be able to kind of run wild.
I don't believe she's going to come too unwild because I do believe that has a lot of belief in me.
Well, she does, but she also has the right to enjoy herself sexually. And now, remember, Lorne, you're the one who told her that the only thing keeping her from doing these things is because she has a boyfriend. And I'm sorry to remind you about this, but I think it's important. It meant so much to you that she had a boyfriend and she said yes to date, that you actually screamed at her about it and called her some names. So it's important to note that now you're not her boyfriend, and she doesn't have that as a reason to stop her from enjoying, these men.
She still has a reason. That reason is me.
Well, yeah, but that she doesn't have a boyfriend anymore. Remember, your emphasis was you have a boyfriend.
She still knows that we're actually together. I mean, we both know that. She's not gonna. I don't think she's gonna jeopardize seeing the actual me just to go fuck somebody else. If she knows, I've told her before, and I'll always say friend to her. If she fucks anybody else, she's not bringing it back to me. I won't take it back.
Well, you guys are now.
I will stand firm on that.
Now listen, she's not dumb, and if she decides to have sex with somebody, she would protect herself, and that's a given. So the only thing is it's not a health question. It's the fact that you're no longer connected romantically to taking a break. There were no boundaries or parameters set. If I'm going to date somebody, I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to, I'm going to go out and they're going to order a chicken salad and we're going to go to his house and he's going to have his face between my legs with me, the first night. So
that's just going to happen. I think you dropped your headset when I said this. But I told her that isn't even fair because I'd have a picture in my head for 3 months of the therapist tongue down her throat. And she pretty much told me that that's just not going to happen. I can't remember the way she said it, but the way she said it pretty much told me that that's just not going to happen. She's not going to do stuff like that.
All right. Lorne, let me ask you this. How long did it take for you to develop feelings for Ramona?
It probably took about a month.
Okay. After 1 month, which is shorter in time frame than what you're allowing her to date, after 1 month, wouldn't you have loved to put your lips against hers and embrace her?
Yep.
So if Ramona dates somebody for a month, it's possible that her feelings could change from now to a month from now. And she could very well want to do those things. That's why I'm saying maybe you should have a firm agreement that the conditions of the 3 months are dating, that not having sex.
See, and I told her that shit isn't. That's another part of the not fair thing that I told her about. I said that's not fair because you're gonna be right there with the therapist. Day with the therapist. He's gonna be making out with you, sticking his tongue down your throat. You're gonna get closer and closer to him. He's gonna be able to do things with you. And all you got is me over the phone. Well, that's really not that fair. She said, well, that can give me the chance to compare the other guys with you. And I concentrated on the therapist. I told her, that's when she said, for one thing, the therapist is married. And I don't really think that she's as into the therapist as what she's led to believe, or led to put off to believe. Because just the way that she was talking. And she said that the therapist isn't. I don't date married men, even though she went on that fucking date the other night that irritated me. I think she did that just to get back at me.
Well, maybe. But the thing is if she's asking to date other people, in a week she could find somebody and develop those same feelings that you developed in a month within a month's time herself. So if she thinks she can do whatever she wants with them, that you don't make it clear to her that, even though you're dating other people, if you do this, I don't think I want to continue our relationship. Because she can do that, and then you'll say, oh, no, you had sex with somebody else, and that wouldn't be fair because she didn't know the rules.
Maybe you should, when we get back on the phone with her, maybe you should bring that up.
Okay.
Because I think she is clear. I think she is, but I also believe that she's not the person that would just sleep with somebody after knowing them for a week or 2 weeks.
No, not even. But you know what? A month, 2 months. and you guys will still be on your break.
Yeah.
I mean, getting to know the lawyer took me a month before I wanted to slide my tongue and everything else I had down his throat. But I didn't say anything. But you know what I mean? It's. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, you bring it up. That way it'll be clear. There won't be any sex and shit like that. You can just be dating other people. On her part, because I'm not going to date anyone. I don't have any interest in anybody else. I can't date somebody if I'm in love with. I can't date somebody else if I'm in love with someone else. Even though I asked that girl Jen out, that's why I had to be honest with Jen, because I didn't want to go, but Ramona didn't want me to stand her up.
Did you do that to make her jealous?
Make Ramona jealous?
Yeah.
No, my head was messed up because of the shit she was doing with the therapist.
Okay.
So I had a moment where I was just so down. And I was like, well, maybe I should go out and just try to forget Ramona. And that was all because of the therapist. And then I was like, after, I wished I hadn't asked her out. I did, and I never got her phone number. And she said she knew Tony. And Tony can't remember her, which doesn't surprise me, because Tony used to have a lot of people go over to his house and party. And so,
why does he call you cockhead? Or numbness? I forgot. That's mean. Doesn't that hurt your feelings?
No, that's the thing between me and Tony. I call him puff nuts and cockhead and
puff nuts, like puppy.
Puff nuts. Puff. You.
Oh.
Puff.
What's that?
USS. Puff.
Oh, okay. Okay, puss nuts. Okay.
Yeah, we just call each other names. We have a bunch of things that we say, like good and you and
oh yeah.
And I tell him, Farmer, you need to. I think you need to win the lottery so you can find me find me a new truck. He says, if I win the lottery, I'm gonna get the hell out of this state. I said, I don't understand. I tell him I don't understand. Yeah, me and Tony, it's just funny like that.
Oh, okay. That doesn't hurt your feelings, like he's not insulting you.
No, he's actually like a brother to me. He's probably more of a brother to me than some of my brothers are.
See, you have a bro just like Ramona.
I have a bro just like Ramona?
Yeah, Tony's your bro.
Yeah,
he's Brony.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah, you used to call him Brony.
Yeah, Brony. That's funny shit.
Did you know that there's an online community of grown men who like My Little Pony? And I'm not lying, you can look it up, it's funny. They like My Little Pony. Yeah, and they call themselves bronies. I think it's cute.
Oh my God, that's fucking weird. So
that's Tony's nickname from now on. You can tell him about that he likes Flutterheart or whatever.
Brony.
Brony.
That's fucking funny shit.
Okay. Hey, Lorne, I'm cleaning up my breakfast mess, so I'm going to let you go. Ramona just texted me and said to give her a little bit of time. We'll call her back, and I'll ask her about the parameters of the 3-month agreement, if you like. We'll do it in about
how long before we call her back again?
She said half an hour, and I need about a half hour to finish this up right here, so that way we can do it without distraction. Yeah,
and I can go out and mow the lawn.
Okay. All right, cool. Let me know when you're done, and I'll text you and her.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. It's just me and you, Ramona.
All right. That was brilliant.
Oh, that was so funny. So you're just, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna say, Lorne, it's none of your business. If I'm gonna open my legs, I'm gonna open my legs.
Yeah, I could come at it from that angle, or what is he forbidding me to have sex? Like, what are you talking? I could come at it from that angle.
Well, which one's gonna make him feel less comfortable though, and funnier?
Right, I see. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's really, it's up to you. But I really do have to go for a bit. I'll text you when Lorne texts me when he's done sweating on that gross riding mower. You imagine what it smells like?
Ew. I wonder what Lorne smells like.
You do? He smells like cigarettes and dog pee, probably.
And ass, probably.
Yeah.
And moldy ass.
Yeah. He doesn't ever change his sheets. I bet that they haven't been changed in a year. And he's
How do you know that? Like, are you for sure or no?
No, I'm not for sure, but he's a man living alone who was perfectly fine with sleeping on the floor of his apartment.
Ew.
And he's a naked man at nighttime, and he has his dog sleeping with him.
That is so gross. And he's sleeping on his ass club from like 5 years ago.
I think so. And every time he gets off the phone with you and he rubs one out, he spooges all over his sheets. He probably just gets one corner of the sheet and wipes it off the Roscoe because he
I bet you he does. I can imagine him like jizzing all over
yeah, I'm sorry, baby.
or if he gets it on himself. And then there's another one.
Well, he spent a lot of time thinking about you yesterday, and he's really wondering how you're doing, and I am too, of course, but you're all he talks about, Ramona, wondering how you're doing.
I'm hanging in there, if you talk to him, you can tell him I'm hanging in there. I'm just, and I don't mean to sound depressed. I'm not depressed. My voice, I'm just really relaxed.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus, your body went through some major trauma. You only have had 2 real whole days to recover. Of course, it's to be expected that you're not feeling well. I just know that Lorne is so very interested in getting a call from you, but I don't want to push anything,
Thank you.
So very interested in getting a call.
No, I mean, I know. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if you remember, but you called me on the way home from the date with your therapist, and you said you had a good time.
Oh, go ahead.
And then I heard you snore for a little bit, and I heard the therapist say, "Okay, sweetheart, we're home." And you said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "I'm going to scoop you up and take you to the door." And I
do you know? Did I don't even remember if I talked to you at all yesterday. Did I tell you the whole thing that happened with the therapist yesterday?
No, you and I haven't had a chance yesterday to talk about.
Did I tell you the whole? So, I was extremely exhausted, and I don't want to say I felt obligated to go, but I was like, oh my gosh, he cooked all this stuff for me. He was so kind to do that. And I
want to know what he made.
I'll tell you. But he did all this cooking for me, and I'll tell you.
Is that the therapist?
No, that's bro choking. But don't worry, he can't hear you because I have on my Bluetooth headset. But he don't worry, he can't hear you because I have on my Bluetooth headset. So now bro's saying stuff to me. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you later. He's so goofy. Yeah, he made me some tater shots. But anyway, So Friday I was exhausted. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like moving, much less going, and so I'm like, oh, but he made all this food for me so kind, so I was like, okay, I'll go. So in the car on the way there, I'm asleep the whole time. The next thing I know, I'm opening my eyes. I'm opening my eyes, and I feel like I'm like, because I hear a beep, and I open my eyes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I like Cinderella's like palace or something? Like he's out front of this huge house, and I'm like, where are we going? And he's like, I told you we're going to dinner. You know what I mean? Out front of this huge house. Oh, Emma, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and he's like, we're having dinner at my house, and I'm like, okay, where do you live? And he's like, here, and I'm like, and so like that kind of snapped me awake, and like, I don't know, that kind of jolted me, awake, and I was like, what? And so apparently we were, he has a kind of like a key chip, I don't know what you call them, like a key chip thingy for when he goes to his house. So there's a gate. He was putting his, he was putting his key in the gate, or not his key in the gate, his card in the gate, and the beep was the gate opening to let us in. And I realized I should have been a therapist who writes books, because this dude, I mean, good for him though, he's got it going on. But anyway, so we get there. By the time he drives to his parking spot, to where he's going to park, I fell asleep again.
Oh.
And I felt so bad. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to stay awake. And so then
he's going to fall asleep. He's going to put his dick in your mouth.
Oh God. That's not a rapist. But then, so we go inside his house, and he does a tour, and I mean, the dude's got it going on, but good for him. I mean, he's got a really nice place, very nice.
I thought you said, didn't he say that he had an elevator for his car, but they were repairing it?
It's kind of like a lift. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I guess you could call it like an elevator lift, but it's just, hang on, let me take a drink. It's just a freaking amazing palace. Hold on.
Lorne could ride his riding mower into the elevator and go up to the therapist and beat his ass. Because he's on. Hey, I know something that will entice you. Lorne today is wearing a tank top, and he's going to be all sweaty mowing the lawn. Doesn't that turn you on?
Right now, nothing turns me on except tater tots and the thought of not having to take that Oxycontin medicine, oxytodine, whatever it's called again.
The thought of taking it turns people on.
So the thought of not having to take it.
So did he pick you up and take you into the kitchen and cook for you?
No, he didn't pick me up, but he helped me out of the car. And, after he showed me the tour of his house and showed me some of his educational credentials and a couple of the books that he had written, and he's really proud of his mom, because I probably shouldn't say what she does, but I should say she's a political figure, but probably shouldn't say who she is, because she can be found online.
Yeah.
But
is she a conservative Republican? If so, say it. But if not, then we'll keep her secret.
No, she is the exact polar opposite.
Oh, okay.
But so,
oh my God, is his dad Bernie Sanders? Ask for nudes.
That would be funny. No, that would be funny. No, I would know. No, I would. I would recognize Bernie's son. I think, well,
The therapist is cuter than Bernie's son from the picture you sent me.
oh, definitely. I think I would recognize Bernie Sanders' son. And plus, I'd know with all the hand motions and everything, and I'd be like, you got that from your dad.
He looks like he's great with his hands. So I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. I want to know what happened on the date. Did anything spicy happen?
I wouldn't call it a date, and especially because I was like, I said to him about maybe 20 minutes after we got to his house, I said, Bernie Sanders' son, I said, I'm so tired now. I said, I told him, I'm like, I am so tired. I feel so bad. I don't know how long I can stay. I'm just so exhausted.
Oh.
And he's like, you look really tired. And he's like, well, you know what? Let's pack everything up. And so he so kindly, I sat on the couch, and he packed everything up. And I watched him. He did it all lovingly too. He just packed everything up and and put it in like this great big gigantic, like, not picnic basket thingy, but some kind of thingy, and put that in the car, and and helped me into the car, and he gave me all sorts of snacks, and he kind of went through his pantry and gave me a whole bunch of unopened food and said, I feel so bad, if you need me to go grocery shopping for you, I will. And I said, no. Yeah, he's really sweet. And so, so he gave me tons and tons of food, including the food that he cooked. And he took me back home, and he and Bro helped me get situated on the couch. I fell asleep, and I think I was awakening to
him kissing you.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, I can't remember who messaged me first. If it was him or if it was my mom, but they both messaged me around the same time, seeing how I was doing. And then my doctor friend called me a little bit later and asked how I was doing.
Was there a good night kiss? Was there a good night kiss?
No kissing.
Aw, well that's good.
I mean, it was just a really nice hour and a half, I would say, was just a really nice guy. I mean, he's just a very nice guy.
So why didn't you call Lorne back?
When, today?
Yesterday, when he sent you the poem about throwing you a urine bag and all that, the cute, funny poem.
I slept most of the day yesterday. Hang on, taking a drink of water. I slept so much yesterday. Plus figuring that there was a chance that I'd get yelled at for something, I was just like, let me just relax and take a nap.
He didn't want to yell at you. He wanted to sing you a song and play you beautiful music.
Well, that's a first.
Well, he's sung for you before, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I get yelled at more than sung to these days, so it's like,
Is that why you went on the date? Because Lorne's excited and kind of yells sometimes?
Well, he had scheduled a date with this girl who works at Walmart. And I'm sorry if I'm chewing loudly in your ear. I'm just so hungry.
I can hear you chewing. It's okay.
The date, and I told him, don't cancel the date with the girl that because my thing is that if he has someone there who wants to date him, I think he should take that opportunity. Hundreds of miles away. I mean, him being around me is obviously more stressful for him because he's constantly worrying about who I'm talking to and who I'm with and what I'm doing and that kind of thing. And it's like, for me, I don't want to live my life under that kind of a smoke screen.
So are you actively dating other people now? Because you guys are broken up?
No, I'm not dating other people, but my thing is that I'm not going to... Okay, here's the thing. Lorne had 9 months of me, and me with these guys who I was not paying them much attention at all. Lorne had 9 months of that, and Lorne still managed to be abusive and controlling and violent and everything that he could during those 9 months. And now, here's what I have a problem with, and now he's saying, oh, well, I want to change. You need to give me 100% of you so that I can change. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. I mean, back before, when I was doing those things, you were still accusing me of stuff. You were still, I'd go to watch a movie, and I'd get accused of blowing the guy next door. I mean, and so back then, when I was not, when I was ignoring the guys and everything who are around me, that still wasn't good enough. And so now he's decided somehow that he wants to be this good guy. And it's like, yeah, it's too little too late. I mean, the fact of the matter is that, he couldn't even, I don't know if I told you about the 3-month thing. Did I ever tell you about that?
Yeah, yes. And I know that Lorne's violated that, but Lorne should be an exception to the rules, Lorne is a special person. He's your loving boyfriend. The 3 months shouldn't apply to him. Really?
If he can't go 3 months without getting drunk and abusive and calling me names and volatile and texting me and calling me after the 10 p.m. mark, he can't go 3 months without doing that. And so far, he's proven he can't even go 2 weeks without doing that. You okay?
Sorry about that.
So far, he's proven he can't even go 2 weeks without doing those things. But if he can't go 3 months without doing those things, I don't want anything to do with him.
But do you want anything to do with him right now? I think that's what he wants to know.
I have told him before that it would be better for him if he were to date someone who is in his state, someone who he could be around.
I know, but Ramona, I'm asking you, do you want to be his girlfriend? If not, you should make it clear to him so he can date other really pretty young girls and have a life to be happy.
I've told him to do that, though.
I know you tried to break up with him and he said no, like he refused to let you, but maybe you didn't try hard enough, or maybe you really do love him and your body and your mind aren't letting you break it off completely because you want to feel him in your arms one day and on top of you making love and...
Okay, the way you say it.
That's not funny. Lorne making love would be a beautiful thing. It's been a long time for him, and he's been waiting for so long. He's been waiting for a girl like you.
Come into my life.
See, we're both great singers. So,
well, I wouldn't say that about myself. You are, but not me.
No, I'm just joking. But really, I mean, Lorne's poetry and songs are heartfelt, and he loves you.
I don't think that he understands what love is, in the sense that love is not freaking out constantly because someone who you've never met, who you're talking to over the phone, might have other people who are interested in them. I mean, that's not love. That, what Lorne has shown isn't love. Lorne has shown lust. Lorne has shown desperation, but he hasn't shown love.
He's shown you his penis. That's pretty hot. But really, Lorne wants to know what love is, and he wants you to show him.
But see, it's like I can't show him because I don't love him, and I've never wavered on that. I've always been honest with him about that, and he's asked me before, I'm taking a drink.
He's asked you if you love him, but you say no because you don't want to lead him on because...
Hold on, you just talked up my therapist friend, and now he messaged me. Hang on one quick second.
Uh-oh.
Well, hanging out, showing everybody.
Sorry. My son lays my pocket down and my boobie pops out. You like that?
I do.
Is that your hubby?
Yeah. What do you think?
So you're going to make a video call?
Yeah, I am right now.
Okay. I'll speak to Mom.
No, I can do it. That's why I came in here. So, are you going to call Lorne today? Because he loves you, and you said you're not really broken up.
Well, I don't think the decision is 100% his to make, but what was I saying to you, or what were you saying to me?
That Lorne wants to know what love is. And he wants you to show him. Show him, Ramona.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, I cannot show him if I don't feel it for him, and I don't feel it for him. And, oh, now I remember what I was going to say. And there was one time, actually, this conversation took place on 2 occasions, where he said that I should try to love him, and that I haven't tried to love him. And I said, and I said to him, I said, Lorne, I said, that's very unhealthy behavior, and that's an unhealthy mindset. If there is a girl out there who has tried to love someone who has treated her like Lorne has treated me, I fear for that girl, because the fact of the matter is Lorne has been abusive, Lorne has been violent, and so to try to love that is to ignore that and is to accept abuse, and that's not healthy for anybody to accept that kind of abuse that I've been on the receiving end of.
But that's how he shows you love. You should just take it. I mean, Lorne is a very gentle, tender guy. And he
would love that, for me to just, tolerate his abuse and whatnot. But my thing is that I won't do it. I will not have someone calling me at specific times that I've asked them not to, and being abusive. And here's the thing: he's angry that he's the only one who has a curfew in terms of when they can and cannot call me. He's the only one who's ever needed a curfew. I've never, ever had to give anybody else a curfew, because most people, respect, especially when they're on your same time zone, most people respect that, okay, if it's like a Tuesday night or something, and they know that you have work the next day and that you're usually in bed by, 11 o'clock, they know not to message you after 11, and they respect that. Lorne won't respect that.
Because Lorne is fiery and passionate, and, all of those things transfer into the bedroom, too. You don't know what they're missing. If you go and you spread your legs and let the therapist in for, some hot fun, he'll just be tender with you and make love to you and kiss you. Who wants that? We want to get put up against a wall and not be able to walk after we get pounded. Lorne will do that for you.
Okay, the erection that I saw in that therapist, I would be like probably not able to ever walk again. Like, I would really need to if that was inside of me.
He had more than a fiver, huh?
Are you kidding? Oh my gosh.
So, honestly, because I've never dated anybody for their dick size, but, is that part of the reason? Because they're hard to come by, I know. Well, they're easy to come with, but you know what I mean.
No, I would not date anybody for their genitalia size. That would just be a boner. I mean, a bonus.
Well, I don't know. I know that Lorne loves you, and he might not have as big a penis, but his heart is bigger, and he loves you. And I think that if you just want to give him a call, and he just really misses hearing from you. All day yesterday, like I said, he wrote you funny poems and sent them to me. And as much as I love you, quite frankly, I'm getting tired of hearing about you from him because you're always on his mind. You are just his angel. You're his goddess.
But think about this, though. And really think about how normal this sounds to you. Okay. This person who he is obsessed with, he has never met, right? I mean, I could be a 50-year-old dude using a voice changer. Obviously, I'm not. But the fact of the matter is that he doesn't really know me. He knows what I look like, and he knows what I sound like, but he's never met me. So for him to be this obsessed, only 9 months in, only after having talked to me for 9 months, is not healthy.
You're special. So special. I mean, you're like one of Fleetwood Mac's greatest hits. You are. Lorne, I mean, the first time I heard your voice, I got a lady boner. I know that Lorne is so into you, and he would really just appreciate a call because your voice lifts him up like a lull. I think that he's just so in love with you, and it's hurting him greatly that he can't control this situation because he likes to be in control so he can feel comfortable. And before you have sex with the therapist, at least
oh, gosh. If you saw my leg and the way that it's, like, wrapped and bandaged up, you wouldn't even be thinking that. But,
just lift it up. You just got to lift it up. Take an oxy. No, I'm not going to try to give you pointers on how to have sex with the therapist. Sorry.
I don't. With this leg like this. Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. Oh gosh, not with my leg like feeling like dead weight.
I mean, just think about it. If Lorne were there, he would be massaging your legs. He'd be bringing you vegan ice cream. He'd be feeding it to you, stroking your hair. Lorne would. And then if he ended up having a beer with Tony, he'd be calling me a bitch and a whore. I mean, that's the kind of person that Lorne Armstrong is. And do you think he's still like that? He stopped drinking, though. He has to blow into a machine whenever he gets a notification.
But here's the thing, though. He's not a changed person in the sense that it is a machine keeping him from drinking. And this is how he has been. I don't know, he has, and please don't like subscribe to this train of thought too. He has this mentality that because certain things that he did were 3-4 months ago, that it's like it didn't happen. But the damage is still there. The repercussions are still there. Especially when the behavior continues. Now, he might not still be getting drunk, but the problem is that he's still violating the curfew. He's still screaming at me. He's still doing things that he's done as a result of being drunk.
But think of it. The last time he screamed at you was when you tried to break up with him, and he refused to let you because he has a passion in his heart for you. It's so heartfelt and genuine. He can't let you break up with him because you are the love of his life.
I mean, I genuinely think that he should look at other girls who are there. Now, between me and you, I feel sorry for them because I do know what they're in store for, as far as having somebody driving by their house and their friend's house and that kind of thing. I feel sorry for them for that. But if he wants to have any chance at any kind of possibly successful type relationship, this is what I think he should be doing. I truly think that his mind should be on looking at other girls who are there in his state.
But he's going to get like a really high-paying job. Hell, he'll even put an elevator in your house. Lorne's going to make more money than the therapist.
I doubt that, because, I mean, and that's not an insult to him. That's just, like, I mean, it's like, it would be like me saying that I was going to make more money than, like, Bill Gates or something. I mean, the guy with a lot of intelligence, a lot of hard work, and a little bit of luck, he's in a financial situation that most people will never be able to afford. But that's not to say that Lorne can't make a lot of money, and that's not to say that that aspect of Lorne is a bad thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Every time Lorne yells at you, I mean, really, when Lorne used to yell at me, every time he did, I would just think of, if he didn't love me, he wouldn't be this passionate and fiery. And even though we were just friends and we didn't have what you have, that's the same thing. So if Lorne were to one day just haul off and hit you, it would be because he's so passionate about you and you mean everything to him. Not that he would, but if he did, you should be thankful for that, because whatever Lorne gives you is a token of his love. And if it's anger,
a bruise.
Well, yeah, but sometimes that can be fun. I mean, hell, who doesn't like to get fucked till they're bruised in the hips?
Oh gosh.
He'll do that for you, Ramona. He loves you.
That's not my idea of love. And I mean, and I'm sure he would be abusive on various levels. The thing that's so scary about him is that he's been as abusive as he could be, given the circumstances. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the circumstances, meaning that he hasn't been face-to-face with me yet, thank goodness.
You are thankful that he hasn't been face-to-face with you?
Yes, because I'm alive. You know, honestly, I'm thankful. Here's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the fact that I didn't just go and meet him on a whim when he and I first started talking, because since he is violent and since he has shown a propensity to be abusive and violent, who knows what would have happened, versus these 3 months. If he can't give 3 months without those behaviors, what would I be going there for anyway? And so that's why the 3-month thing is so important. But, you know, over and over again, he's shown that he can't even do those things for 2 weeks, let alone 3 months. And that's not a long time. I mean, he's caught up on 3 months as if it's a long time. 3 months is not a long time.
Lorne doesn't hit women, by the way. I was just making an example of his level of being passionate. Do you think we can call him? Because I'm so conflicted. I think you're great. I like you a great deal. I've known Lorne for longer than a year, and I think he's wonderful too. And I can't stand to see him and hear him hurting. He's so in love with you and so upset that after you tried to break up with him those 5 times and he wouldn't let you, that you haven't called him back, because he thinks you guys are still boyfriend and girlfriend. And if that's not the truth, I think he deserves to hear that from you, because hearing it from me, Lorne always thinks I'm trolling him or fucking with him, and I understand. That's, perfectly.
But when you're saying the exact same things that I have said, I don't see how he could think that.
Well, Lorne knows that I would want nothing more than to have him sweating on top of me, with lustful grunts coming out of his throat. But he also knows that I want him happy, and even if that means for him to be with somebody else, that's what I want for him. And then maybe I can just imagine him doing that to me. But if Lorne hears me saying this, he's going to think I'm trying to break you guys up so I can be next in line. And I know I'm way too old for him. I mean, I'm not as old as he is yet, but he has his preferences, and you're everything to him. You have everything he wants, and you're just you're just such a big deal in his life. I think that he deserves to hear this from you. Do you want to call him?
You can call him.
Okay. I am going to add him to the call. I'm not smoking a blunt and coughing or anything, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right, Lorne, I put Ramona on hold. It's just you and me. I'm going to add you to the call, and you and I are going to pretend that you haven't been here the whole time, okay? Lorne? 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 Lorne, I can hear you now. I'm gonna add her back to the call. So you didn't hear anything that we just said.
I know. Ann mentioned the song and the poem because she didn't get the poem because I told her to message you to get the poem, that last poem.
Okay. I'm gonna add you to the call. Sorry. All right, Ramona, I have Lorne on. You guys there?
Oh, hello?
Hi, Ramona. I called Lorne. I know he's been really waiting to hear from you. He's anxious. So.
Hi.
What's up? What's up?
How you feeling?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm hanging in there. Haven't had much of my medicine today, so I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday, but I'm hanging in there.
What are you taking for medicine?
What am I doing, what you said?
What are you taking for medicine?
Oxycodone, what is this one called? Hydroxine and aspirin.
Aspirin?
Yeah, aspirin is for blood so that my blood doesn't clot.
Your blood thins out. Just a regular druggie now.
Oh, yeah. They've got me on.
Funny.
Yeah, now I am, though. They've got me on all sorts of stuff.
So, Ramona, Lord says that you've had your head up your ass this whole time and you've been treating him badly. And I think you've been treating him badly, too. You should have gotten up yesterday when you took your pill and sent him a text because he was waiting by his phone all day long.
Well, that came out of nowhere.
I'm sorry. I just feel like poor Lorne. I mean, the poor guy. I've been in love before, too, and it hurts when the other person doesn't show it back. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if they're having surgery and surgery,
your health is dependent on how you feel, not just physically, but if you are happy and content without Lorne, then he needs to know it. But I think you'll be happier with Lorne, and if you talked to him yesterday, maybe some of your pain would have gone away because you would have reassigned all of those feelings to your big, beautiful heart, and it would grow 10 times to hear Lorne sing La Bamba to you.
I think she'd be happier too, because I know what has gone on with me, and she's known it all along, but somehow she seemed to have forgotten.
Lorne, are you saying that I would have been happier yesterday if I had talked to you?
Actually, yeah. I had a good day yesterday.
Lorne, okay, see, here's what you... Oh, my God, this guy is for real. Lorne, the entire day yesterday, I slept because I was doped up on all sorts of medicines, like the ones that you just heard, and the anesthesia from 2 days prior. And you're saying that I should have talked to you on the phone because you had a good day yesterday?
How was I to know anything? You're the one that told me you were going to tell me either Friday night or when you got back, or we talked Saturday.
But Lorne, you just heard.
I just went by your words. But
you just heard me say. But you just
heard anything that you can tell me.
By the way, Lorne didn't say you had your head up your ass. That was me. Don't be mad at Lorne for that, because he says that you have your head up in the clouds where it's beautiful and he reigns over heaven as God. So don't be mad at him, please, because he didn't say that. Please don't be mad at Lorne.
You've always done what you said you were going to do with me. When you told me you were going to call me the next day or text me the next day, so that night, you have always done it. So that's what I expected yesterday.
Lorne, I had surgery on Thursday. I was on medicine all day yesterday. I've been on medicine. I have been sleeping for most of the day. No, you don't, though, obviously, because you're talking about... Well,
I understand. I'm just saying I did expect you to call me yesterday, or text me yesterday, because you told me the night before that you were going to. And you always...
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If someone has major surgery and they're doped out on medicine because of it, don't expect them to keep their word.
But
I don't even remember saying that I would call you.
The biggest drug I've ever taken has been Tylenol.
Okay, yeah, really, but maybe that's because you've never had an ACL reconstruction.
Lorne smoked weed before.
Yeah, I've done that before. But I haven't done that in a long, long time, though.
I'm doing that right now.
Years. It's been 15 years since I've done it.
You should try it, Lorne. If you did that, then you would drink like 10 cups of fruit juice, and you'd have diarrhea all day. You'd have the munchies.
No, I'll pass on that. I'll definitely pass on that. Ramona, I love you, and I have things to prove to you. And there's nothing that would make me more happy in the world to be able to prove them. And you told me a long time that you weren't going to give up on me.
Well, you're already proving things to me that are not good.
Well, yeah, but
you just complain.
You're not seeing it. I'm changing, and you're not seeing it because you haven't spent time with me in the last 2.5 months.
Well, in the time that I have spent with you, I see no changes that are in a positive direction. You just complained about the fact that I didn't call you when I had surgery. That's what you just did.
I didn't. The things that I don't. First of all,
you're laughing because you know that.
I'm laughing because you expect me not to be upset about you not texting or calling me yesterday when you've never done that before.
Holy shit, Lord!
It's out of the ordinary for you to not do that. So it is upsetting to me because
Lorne, I have seen some massively I can't even think of words that fit what I'm trying to say, but I have seen some abject, horrible, horrendous personality traits from you. But this one shocks me a little bit. The fact that...
You also have to understand, how did we meet? How did we meet? That's a huge thing.
Lorne, but that's why I've said to you before, and I still say that it might just be best for you to find somebody who is in name, somebody who you don't have to worry about how you met, and somebody who, if they have surgery, you can maybe visit them.
That's the thing, is I'm not worried about it anymore. I've grown to realize that I need to give you the benefit of the doubt because you've never done me wrong. And that's one thing that kept me from being all confused and stuff. I was so confused for so long because of how we met and going to counseling, having Jean say the shit that she said, and then having Allie say the shit that she said. And me try to make sense out of all of it. It's very confusing after all the crap that I've been through with the internet and people trying to get a hold of me.
But here we go again.
That I have been able to trust and wound up really actually being a true person that's not going to fuck with me.
But here we go again, okay? Now again, I just had surgery, and we're talking about you, and we're talking about how you feel, and what's going through your head, and how it affects you.
Make you understand me.
And that you want me to understand you.
The way it was.
And
I want you to understand why I was the way I was. That's what I want you to understand.
The thing that's disturbing is that you are not seeing this. You're not seeing, what's clearly here for me to see, and if anybody else were watching, for anybody else to see, you're truly not seeing this. And I'm not your therapist, so it's not my job to figure out why, but it's not a good thing.
My problem, my issues are going away, and with you, they've gone away. I've never been able to trust anybody like I do you.
Well, your issues have not gone away. Your issues have not gone away.
Because you haven't taken the time to see it. If we were like we were before, you would be able to see it.
Well, isn't that a shame that we, quote, were once like we were, these are your words, were once like we were, and now...
The time that we spent together before is what I was referring to.
But again, you know that I have a knee injury.
Yes, but there are things that didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me.
But again, we keep circling back to you.
Well, I know, but you see, you never really took the time to explain to me that you're going through things with your surgery. I've never had surgery before.
Lord, I shouldn't have to explain that I'm going through things with my surgery when you see that I've not even been to work in 2.5 months because of my injury, and you hear that I'm going for surgery. What is there to explain to you?
Because you know the things that have been through in my past.
But again, we circle back to you, and what
you knew that the first. You should have realized that the first thing that was going to pop into my mind, okay, something's fucked up because she's gone way out of the normal of what she's normally been and doing. So that fucked with my head.
So it fucked with your head because I stayed up late at night.
Yeah, because it was like you've never done stuff like that before, and you basically cut me out of your life, and it's. No, of course it's going to affect me. We've been so close for so long. Of course that's
Well, we've not been so close. We haven't even met.
I don't need to meet you. I know you're real. And I know you're honest. And I know that you're not...
But you don't know I'm real, and you don't know I'm honest, because if you did, you wouldn't have had all these worries. Ever. You would never have had these worries if you knew that I was real.
I believe
And
in you, regardless of everything that my counselor and therapist and probation officer have said, and then tried to get me to think. I believed in you over them.
But Lorne, I mean, that's why I'm saying you probably should date somebody who is in your town, who is in your state, so that you don't have to have these worries, and so that I don't have to deal with you constantly freaking out.
I don't have these worries now, but you don't see it. The only worries that I have is that therapist. And once again, I didn't put him there.
Okay, you might not have put him here, but the fact of the matter is that he's someone who serves a purpose. And so I'm glad that he is here.
He's someone that served the purpose. What purpose? To tell you that I'm a loser?
Lorne,
That's the only thing that he's done. To tell you I'm a loser.
he's helped my parents. I mean, I can't, my parents aren't championing for this to happen. This is not what parents want for their daughters.
It's not what I want for us either. I want something better for us. And I want
Or
to
you're not giving
give that
anything
to
better. You've had 9 months to show me. And I think honestly,
I've also had 9 months of confusion.
I think honestly you should feel grateful that I gave you 9 months to show me these things that you now say at you know, that you want to show me. I gave you 9 months, even though I've never met you. It's not my fault that you blew the time, though. What?
You watch these next 3 months and these next 30 years.
Well, I can't think about 2 years with you when I can't spend about a few more days with you. What?
What'd you say?
No, what did you say?
I said you watch these next 3 months, these next 30 years, and there's no way that I will ever disappoint.
Well, Lorne, you've consistently disappointed me, even in this conversation, where, again, I just had surgery, and I hear a bunch of stuff about you and how it affects you.
I asked you, I sent you a message the other night, after we get off the phone, and told you that you still didn't tell me about your surgery, and told you that you could tell me about the next day when we talked on the phone. So I'm still wondering about your surgery, but we're having this conversation here, so it's not like I'm going to cut right in. It's not like I'm going to cut right in on this conversation and say, tell me about your surgery. I don't want to be rooting on some change the subject when we're talking about that.
Here's the thing. It's not even so much about asking about my surgery as much as it is giving me space to heal from it and not demanding that I talk to you.
I don't have a problem with giving you space. I have a problem with...
You do have a problem with giving me space because you've given me none.
But I have a problem with you going out on dates. Because I don't even want to do that. And I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, but I'm telling you to go out with girls who are in your, or women, who are in your state.
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's not, women in the state is not what I want.
Just because you don't want to doesn't mean that I don't want to. I should not have to not go. I should not be expected to not go on dates and to not enjoy my youth waiting for you to correct mistakes and things that you've done before I was even of a legal age. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean,
you told me that you were not going to quit on me. I took that to heart.
Lorne, I never one time told you, Lorne, I never said I was not going to quit on you. Because for one thing, I don't consider it that. I consider it doing what's best for me. I never told you that I was going to spend the rest of my life with you. I've never said that.
Then if you want to see what's best for you, give me these 3 months to show you.
How do you know?
The person that you've seen the last 9 months. The person you've seen the last 9 months has been total confusion because of how we met.
How should you be the one to show me what's best for me? How do you know what's best for me?
I'm asking you to give me the chance to show you the real me.
But how do you know that you're what's best for me? Where does that come from?
I know what's best for me. That's you.
What's best? Okay, that's what's best for you. But that doesn't say anything about what's best for me.
Okay, so give me the 3 months so I can show you, so you can make your decision, so you can make a correct decision on the actual person that I am. Not the person that got confused about how we met and the internet and all that crap. Let me show you who I really am. Because I'm not an abusive person.
When I have seen you for 9 months. Okay, well, you know what? That's who you are. Those behaviors are who you are because that's things that you did.
But I'm no longer confused with you.
What?
I'm no longer confused with you.
What, this week?
No, just things that I've had to think about. Like the nights that you've gone and how you stuck with me. And you didn't give up on me. And I've never had somebody put that much into me that believed in me.
Okay, and those are all great things. Those are all wonderful things that I did for you. But you've done none of that for me.
Let me show you what I can do for you.
And here's the thing. You are desperate for me to come up there. So, I mean, I do believe that you could potentially, especially if you have a device that keeps you from drinking, I do believe that you could.
Let's give it 4 months. We'll go 4 months. I'm extending it another month just because I want you to see. That device has nothing to do with me not wanting to drink anymore.
Here's the thing, though, and I'm not saying let's do this because I'm not. I'm just saying this. You know, you're saying 4 months, but I've seen you act a certain way for 9 months. So you would.
9 months.
And what would you tell? And what would you tell your probation officer? And what would you tell your probation officer and your counselor and your therapist and all these people who think that we should have met yesterday?
And tell them, well, I haven't been a good person. I've been very confused because of the internet and because of how her and I met. And she's done nothing to show me that she's done anything bad. She's stuck right there with me to try to help me through a lot of stuff. And she deserves another 9 months before we meet so she can actually see the real person that I am. My love for you is not fake.
Well, and
the slightest bit.
Pretend that you're me, okay? Pretend that you're me. Why would I be driven to meet you?
Because you believe in me.
What does that have to do with anything? What is believing in somebody? Believing in what? What have you given me? Name one thing that you've given me to believe in. Name one reason why I should believe in you. One thing that you've given me that I should believe in.
Because I've given you more than I've given anybody.
I've what?
I've given you more than I've given anybody. I've given you a reason to stay by me.
What is the reason that you've given me to stay by you? What is that reason?
Because I believe in you.
Well, there's a whole bunch of people who believe in me.
Yeah, but a bunch of people is not me. I'm not
Okay,
against people
and that's
pushing me.
okay. And so, what is you again? What makes you special? What makes you different than
What makes me
everybody else?
different is I know the type of person I am, and I know what type of person that wants to love you.
Okay,
I know that you'll be able to love me when you see the real person I am.
Lord, I've seen who you
for the
are.
last 9 months. Oh, you
But
haven't
again,
seen who I am. You've seen a very confused person because of the way we met.
Okay, but I can.
Had a lot to do with everything.
Okay, but I continue to ask, what reason should I have to want to continue this? What reason?
Because I think you know that I'm telling you the truth.
Lord, that's not a reason. Maybe we have to define reasons.
Because I think you have more inside of you for me than what you're saying. Because nobody would stick with somebody after all the hell that I put you through. Nobody would stick with them for that long.
Why do you think
unless they really believed in someone.
Well, but why do you think we're having this discussion? Because I'm tired of this stuff that you've done. Why do you think we're having this discussion right now? The last several discussions that we've had, I've said the same thing, that I think you should date people who are in your state nearby.
But I can't do that when I believe in you.
Okay, Lorne, it's not a matter of this idea of believing in somebody.
It's a matter of we haven't met, but you're not going to know who loved me until we meet. I'm going to give it another 9 months if that's what you want. We'll give it another 9 months to make it even, so you can see you have 9 months to see the actual person I am.
So that just means 50% of the time you were an asshole. But Lorne, I don't love you, and seeing you is not going to make me love you.
Spending time with me in person would make the total difference. I can't do anything about that until you're ready, and I understand why you wouldn't want to meet me until I can show you that I'm not a violent person. I'm not even close to a violent person. When I get frustrated, I get irritated. I'm a human. I get frustrated with people too. But instead, you got these other people around you telling you how violent I am. I've never hit a woman in my life. I've only hit one guy in my life, and that was when I was incarcerated. Tony's made me mad as hell. I've never hit Tony. I pushed him down after he pushed me. Then the next day we can tell each other up and we laugh about it. I'm not the person that everybody is telling you that I am. I think deep down you really know that, because you spent some time with me talking to me.
Lorne, gaslighting and smoke screens don't work with me. You can't just say, I think deep down you know that, or I think you know X, Y, and Z, and make it magically so. That does not work with me.
That's what I'm saying. Let's give it another 9 months.
Lorne, why would I...
You want to be able to trust me? You want to see that you can trust me? I'll give it another 9 months. I don't care.
Lorne, why would I want to spend another 9 months hoping or waiting or letting you prove something to me that you didn't prove right off the bat, when I have guys who are right here who don't need 9 months to prove that they're decent human beings? Why would I do that?
And take the 3 months that you said before and watch. Watch and see if you really think that person that I am.
Why would I even spend 3 minutes doing that?
You were going to before.
What?
You was going to before.
Yeah, and what happened? Hold on, let me finish.
Go ahead.
And what happened in July? Over a month ago. It's officially been over a month ago. In July, I had said to you the list that you have, every time you've gotten angry, you've told me, fuck your list, fuck you and your list. So in July, I came up with that list And what's happened? There has not been 2 weeks. Not even, I don't even know if there's been 1 week, but there certainly have not been 2 weeks where you have followed that list. It keeps getting restarted. The time keeps getting restarted.
Time keeps getting restarted, but I'm not having a problem with restarting it now, so I can prove to you. The problem is that you're arguing about giving me this 3 months because you done it. Somehow you talk to other people and they talk you right into not believing in me.
No, nobody talked me into anything, Lorne. Me seeing you not do this list is more than anybody could talk me into. Because I'm seeing with my very own eyes how you, when there's an incentive, how you don't control your behavior.
That's not what the problem was. The problem was confusion. The problem was being set back constantly. People putting things in my head that's a reason for her to not have to meet you.
Then if that is the case, then if you have so many issues like that, then you don't need to be dating anybody. You need to be focusing on rigorous therapy.
And the thing is, I don't have those issues now because I believe in you and not.
So all of a sudden, one day, like everything. So I'm supposed to believe all of a sudden, just one day, everything's just randomly gone away, and you're this cured, healed person from these deep-seated.
It's not one day. It's not randomly one day. It's been getting this way. You haven't seen it because you haven't been around to see it.
No, but what I have been around to see, because you seem to think that I need to spend 8 hours a day on the phone with you in order to see these changes. But what I have seen has not impressed me.
Let me impress you. Let me show you the real me. Not the confused me. With everybody saying shit in my ear, trying to get me to believe something that I knew I didn't believe from the beginning about you.
And now, there again, my questioning is, why? Why would I do that? What would I get from doing that?
Get a much better boyfriend, and you get what you were looking for. And from the time that you first called me, you get exactly what you were looking for.
Sure, believe me, when I called you, I was not looking for a boyfriend. I seriously was not. I was not looking for a boyfriend from you.
That's what you got.
And again, there's no shortage.
You get something a lot better than what you expected.
Well, there is no shortage of wonderful guys who are here in my state who...
Sorry to be sarcastic there.
I still think, though, that you should date women in your state.
And I don't. I don't believe there's any women in my state that are as special as you are to me. Nobody in my life has been as special as you have been to me. You're showing me things that nobody has even attempted to show.
That's nice that you got great things out of it, but I have not.
And I want to give you great things out of it.
Yeah, that's nice that 9 months later you decide that you want to start being this great person, Lorne, but it's just too little too late.
It's not a little too late. Give me another 3 months.
Well, but you're asking for another several months of chances.
And if I screw up, then just send me a text message, tell me we're done. And I'll leave you alone.
Lorne, you don't get to say that, oh, well, if you give me a chance, then I'll do this, but if I don't do it, then I allow you to break up with me. How does that work?
I'm trying to tell you I'm not worried about screwing up because I'm not going to screw up.
But, Lorne, you have for 9 months, and what's disturbing is right now you're telling me that the last 9 months should mean nothing. Like the last 9 months, I should ignore that because now you want to show me something different. And that's disturbing.
I'm telling you, the last 9 months, I had every reason to be confused. I had every reason to be confused, and you know every story that there is. There's no way you can't know every story that there is, because it's all over the internet. And you were with all my frustration about this stuff. You helped me talk. You helped talk me through the stuff, so I could get to ignore the stuff that's on there. So
well, if you're so confident, that you're now this great person, I take it that you're confident about that.
I'm very confident about it.
And if you're so confident that you've changed,
yeah.
What?
I was just going to say there ain't any question in my mind about how confident what a good person I am.
And if you're so confident that you've changed, I'm guessing you are.
I already told you I am confident.
Well, then let's do the 3 months, but let's see other people.
Why would I want to do that when I know the therapist is all over you?
No, you're so confident that you've changed, then let's see other people. And since you're so confident that I'll see it, then I'll see it, and we'll go from there.
And you wind up getting closer and closer to the therapist, and then you drop my ass.
But wait a minute. But here's the thing, though. You've changed. Let me finish. You've changed so much, so I'm going to see these changes, and I'm not going to want to have anything to do with the therapist.
Yeah, but are you going to be too late? Are you going to get too close to him? You're going to spend hours and hours on the phone with him, or hours and hours over his house, hours and hours letting him take you on a date, making out with him, letting him do all kinds of things that are going to bring you closer to him. And meanwhile, it makes us go further apart. That doesn't make sense.
Lorne, let's see other people, and let's see what happens over the next 3 months.
That does not make sense at all.
It'll be more fair, and then I can compare. What?
That's not fair.
And then
I'm in love with you. I'm already in love with you. You tell me you're not in love with me, but you tell me how great this therapist is.
I didn't say anything about the therapist.
You did. You got moist lips. Took a picture of his ass. You got my name. You're such a good guy.
Okay, so Lorne.
You're such a good guy. You got your boyfriend a loser.
So you haven't changed. You just proved it, because none of that stuff was said in this discussion at all. None of it.
I'm trying to tell you what the therapist is. Why are you getting defensive against the therapist already?
No, I'm defending against myself and the things that you've just said. That, you said the therapist has moist lips and a nice ass. I didn't even mention them.
I'm not saying anything that wasn't true.
I didn't say that to you. I did not say that in this conversation.
No, but you said it before. And then you
flirted
with him when we were on the phone, when I was even on the phone.
What does that have to do with you? First of all, you just proved that you haven't changed. But second of all, what does that have to do
I didn't
with
prove anything. All I proved was that you flirted with him with your boyfriend on the phone. That's what I proved.
Well, and I was going to make a point about something that would benefit you, and you get defensive and impulsive, and you interrupted me like a child.
What? No. No. Okay, go ahead.
I said, let's see other people, and that way I'll get to compare the changed Lorne to these other people, and I'll get to compare the changed Lorne to what you were before, and it'll be beneficial. Instead of comparing the asshole Lorne to these people, I'd get to compare the changed Lorne to these people.
Okay, but then at the same time, you get the to these other people, basically meaning the therapist, want them making out with him and all this stuff, and I'm supposed to feel great about that. That's what you're saying.
Well, or I could just not talk to you anymore, and I could go date the therapist or the doctor or whoever, and not even consider you.
You could.
Because I've already told you that you should be dating people who are in your state.
I don't believe I should. I believe I should be with you.
Well, then let's see other people and see what happens.
I can't believe I'm fucking agreeing to this shit. This blows my mind. All right, but it's not going to be any longer than 3 months, though. Well, no, I'm not going to have 3 months worth of, any more than 3 months worth of a therapist sticking his tongue down your throat with a picture in my head.
First of all, the therapist, I don't know if his divorce is final, but second of all, I don't kiss married men.
Huh?
I said, I don't kiss married men, but, you know, picture what you want. It's just that, you know, let's see what happens over these next 3 months. Those rules still apply, though. I'm serious. All of those rules, they still apply.
All right, you got to send me a list again, because I bet that
I'll send you the list.
things off my phone, so my phone was screwed up the other day.
Hang on a second.
And Allie wants me to show her the list, too, because I mentioned the list to her, and she said it's very important that you have the list, and I told Allie my phone screwed up, so I didn't have the list. But she wanted me to get the list back from me again. She wanted to see the list, too. And she's already agreed with the stuff that you said in the list. With the stuff that I named off that I could remember. It's done.
Wait, say this again?
I told Allie some of the things that was on your list. And she agreed with the stuff that was on your list.
Lorne, if she didn't agree, I would have told you. If she didn't agree, I would have told you to file a complaint against her. If she didn't agree with everything that's on that list, you would need to file a complaint against her, because that would be some serious. That would be. I can't even put it into words.
So you must understand what I think about your therapist, because he got personal and extremely violated codes in this field. So
don't worry about my therapist.
You should be filing a complaint against him.
No, if my therapist, if you presented my therapist with a list of things like don't get drunk, don't verbally abuse me, don't call me names, don't harass me, those kinds of things, and my therapist said, well, he's being outrageous, then I would be like, okay, I need a new therapist.
No, you needed a new therapist to begin with, though. He violated codes. He's getting personal with you.
Don't worry about him, though.
All I care about is you. That's all I care about. By the way, did you listen to your voicemail?
I've not.
Well, you might want to listen to your voicemail. Mm-hmm. And I only sent you 2 poems. You were supposed to ask him for the 3rd poem.
Born again. I was laid up.
Oh, sorry. I just got back on. I didn't know you guys were still on the phone. I made breakfast.
Holy crap, I forgot it. Yeah, I totally forgot it.
I left my phone charging while I made breakfast. I'm sorry if I interrupted. Is everything okay now, please?
Emma was just really quiet.
No, I was making waffles.
Well, you might be able to date Lorne now.
No.
Oh, no, he's my friend. But
see other people.
Well, Lorne's not going to date anybody anyway.
What are the conditions?
Lorne's waiting for Ramona.
Like no third base?
There's no on launch for him.
Is this permanent?
No, this is 3 months.
Ah.
This is 3 months so she can see the actual person that I am. So she can compare me to other people there.
Wow, that's Sam. I don't know. You're gonna date other people, Lorne?
I'm not dating other people.
Why not?
She told me I can, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. I know what I want.
How long are you guys really gonna wait?
3 months.
Oh, okay. So how many guys can Ramona hop on in 3 months?
I wouldn't be helping on any guy, really.
I'm just kidding. I'm making a knee joke because she can't hop right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you laughing. You know what I think?
Hopping, skipping, or jumping.
I think, Lorne, you should sing the song that you wrote the lyrics to. Your song parody. Take a drink of coffee.
If someone wants me singing, I'll sing it. But I have to read her this poem first. That one I sent you that she hasn't seen yet.
Oh yeah. Oh good. I think I know which one it is. I'm gonna put myself on mute because it's beautiful.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the poem. Where in the world is my chair? I need it to get myself around. I'm on my bed, where I rest my head. Without it, I can't even get down. Well, oh hell, I really need a bell, so Bill can bring it to me. When I'm this groggy, my throat is so foggy. I really need a drink that's soothing. I just let out a yell. Now I'm dizzy as hell. Oh damn, this just isn't fun. How can this be? Now I have to pee. On my diaper. Oh shit, I don't have one on. Oh yeah, my phone. Is Bill even home? Geez, I hope he is. What will I do if I suddenly have to poop? Don't think that. It's bad enough I have to piss. Oh dear, my phone isn't here. Where in the world did it go? My private area is getting sadder from the fullness of my bladder. It is really starting to grow. What's this I hear? What's this I hear? Footsteps getting near. And the door is opened a tad. A hand reaches in, and I hear him laughing. The asshole just threw me a urine bag.
Wow.
So cute. That's so adorable. Ramona, really, I mean, regardless of anything else that Lorne said, isn't that the most adorable and creative little limerick you've ever heard?
One thing, like, I can say a lot of bad things about Lorne. Seriously, I can say a lot of bad things about Lorne, but I cannot say that he is not creative and that he is not funny and that he is not a good, what's it called?
A good look for a hot ass?
Poet.
Okay, you ready for your song?
Sure. Are you going to play guitar to it?
No, because this song is, well, it's like, I said, it's parody. There's another song that I love the song. I just rewrote the words. I can make a wish upon a star and have all my dreams come true. I will hold you close in my arms and spend my time with you. If a dream could take me far away, I'd be there in your life. I'd be all that you need in me. Place your hand in mine, and for once you'll find my life, but my love I just can't hide. As time moves on, it won't take long for you to see the true love I have for thee. All fears would be gone, and you could count on all our days and nights being filled with happiness, respect, and love. I'd give you every part of me that you could be proud of. And face to face you would feel the endless love that's in my heart. We would bring the smiles that we once had, that we shared from the start. And for once you'll find my love I just can't hide. As time moves on, it won't take long for you to see the true love I have for thee. All tears would be gone, and you could count on me.
Beautiful. That was wonderful.
Thank you. That's the name's Ramona Saga.
That was awesome. Hey, guys, Bro's trying to get me to, I gotta talk to Bro. Are you guys gonna be around in like maybe, wait, how long is this gonna take?
Yeah, if I have an hour to myself or two, we can get back together this afternoon if you guys want to still talk. But
What about like maybe? What about at like around 4 o'clock? Are you going to be available?
Sure.
Okay. Ember, you want to call me at 4? And Lauren, are you going to be available?
I'll be available too.
All right.
Okay.
I'm real quick.
All right. Let's reconvene at 4.
All right, guys. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.